The article I chose to respond to this week is called "The Media's Foul Ball." It's about Steve Bartman's interference in the 2003 National League Championship Series between the Chicago Cubs and the Florida Marlins. And I actually know quite a bit about this because I've read about it before, and was a documentary about it on ESPN a while ago. It's now on Netflix. It's a pretty good documentary. But the question is whether or not the media should have used Bartman's name, because they blamed him 100% on the interference, which probably would have ended up giving the Cubs the win, and the Marlins ended up rallying, getting like 5 points in one inning, and ending up winning, and then going on to win Game 7 of that series, and then going on to the World Series. But because of Bartman's interference, what the media said, he received multiple death threats. He has been harassed. He's still harassed to this day, 11 or 12 years later, because of this incident. And ESPN did a pretty good job of pointing out that he wasn't the only one trying to go for that foul ball. Every single person in the stands around him was also trying to go for the foul ball. Bartman didn't even end up with the ball. It was some guy that found it on the ground a couple seconds after everybody tried getting it. But for some reason they put the blame on Bartman because his hand touched it first. And to answer the question about whether or not the media should have used his name, I don't think they should have. I don't think that they should have made as big of a deal as it ended up being. Yeah, if I was a Chicago Cubs fan, I would see that as a big deal as well. But it happens in sports all the time. At least there's usually an incident at least once every game in the MLB where a fan will interfere with a foul ball or even a home run ball and prevent a player from getting it. But so in this case, I believe the media and Cubs fans everywhere took this situation extremely too far, to the point of a man getting death threats for something that he wasn't the only person doing, if that made any sense. But he wasn't guilty of anything. He was just being a spectator trying to catch a foul ball. I know if I was in that situation, I would also be trying to catch the foul ball, because that's what a baseball fan does in that situation. But for some reason he got the blame for it, and then the media put his name out there, which I think is completely wrong of them for doing. And because of that, he received multiple death threats. He still is today. I believe he's changed his name. He's still trying to stay as far off the grid as he possibly can, because every time his name is mentioned or every time he's noticed in the streets or something, that people go crazy about it. They still try to send death threats. He can't even get a job anywhere. He lost his job because of it. He lost his entire life, basically. He moved in with his parents. He lost everything because of it. He has no social life now. He still doesn't, just because the media identified him. I mean, he looks like a person who is pretty normal, someone who can blend in with the crowd pretty well. He is, especially wearing glasses and a hat and headphones, kind of blurred his identity a little bit. But then somehow the media got his name and then put it out there, and ever since he's been living hell.